What's up, folks? Rich Van Tassel with you, giving you the recap of the AFC Championship game. New England advances to the Super Bowl with a 24-20 victory over the Jacksonville Jaguars. Patriots outscored the Jaguars 14-3 in the fourth quarter. Blake Bortles, 23 of 36, 293 yards, one touchdown, no interceptions. Leonard Fournette was not very effective, 24 carries, 76 yards. 3.2 per rush, one touchdown. TJ Yeldon, 5 of 25, 5 yards per rush. The team was 32 of 101, 3.2 yards per rush. Now, that did include 2 carries of -2 yards by Blake Bortles, but all in all, for a team with the lead, they just weren't running the ball effectively enough. We've talked many times this season, if you're over the 3.5 mark when you have a big lead and you're just trying to salt the game away, you can get away with it. The lead was not big enough for the Jacksonville Jaguars, and they were below the 3.5. Now, you take Blake Bortles, his 2 for -2, that's 30 for 103, which is still below the 3.5 yards per carry mark. So it just wasn't enough to hold on to the lead for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Allen Hurns receiving 6 of 80. Corey Grant 3 of 59. Marquise Lee 4 of 41. Keelan Cole 2 of 37. Mercedes Lewis had a 4-yard touchdown. Miles Jack, Cam Robinson recovered fumbles. Blake Bortles fumbled. It was not lost. 3 sacks, 2 by Dante Fowler, 1 by Marcel Darius. No interceptions. Corey Grant, 2 kick returns for 41 yards. It's a 20.5 per return average. Josh Lambo, 2 for 2 in his field goals. For the New England Patriots, Tom Brady, basically sensational in this game. The yardage numbers weren't great, but he made all the plays necessary, especially in crunch time. 26 of 38, 290 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Danny Amendola did complete a pass for 20 yards. I thought it was a lateral because it was like a back pass, but I guess they gave it to him forward-wise. Dion Lewis, 9 carries, 34 yards. Rex Burkhead, 1 of 5. James White, 3 carries for 4. He had the touchdown, 19 of 46, 2.4 per rush, 1 touchdown. Brandon Cooks, 6 receptions, 180 yards. Danny Amendola, 7 of 84, 2 touchdowns. Dion Lewis, 7 of 32. Philip Dorsett, 1 of 31. Dion Lewis lost a fumble. The team had 3 sacks. Adam Butler, Lawrence Guy, and Kyle Vanoy. No interceptions. Dion Lewis, 2 kick returns, 34 yards. Danny Amendola, 2 of 25. Steven Gostkowski, 1 for 1 in his field goals. We told you that Jacksonville was not going to be losing this, and I said, even though I picked New England to win, I meant losing as they weren't going to give the New England Patriots the victory in this one. The Patriots were going to have to earn it, and they did. Jacksonville had the lead, kind of, got out to the lead. They were up by as much as 14-3. I didn't think this was a case where, as we said, they got a little high on themselves and lost focus. I just don't think they ran the ball effectively enough with the lead. We called it in the pick for this game that there would be a flea flicker or some trick playing out, and they ran the flea flicker later in the game. I thought they'd come out earlier and try to establish. They were playing very well in just a conventional style early on in this game, Jacksonville was. Blake Bortles was hitting passes. I've discussed this with Blake Bortles. The only problem with him is his decision-making. He's got all the tools. He's got a big arm. He can be accurate. He can put touch on the ball. He can distribute the ball nicely, as we saw in this one. It's really all just been decision-makings in the past and his focus. And I think it might have been a lot of off-the-field stuff that had to do with that with Blake Bortles. I mean, rumors that he parties and these sort of things and all that. But in this game, he was very effective. I mean, he was doing the things. They just couldn't run the ball effectively. Now, they tried with the trick play in the second half, tried to establish themselves again. Really, they were playing fine. It was just the 2 touchdown drives by Tom Brady at the end of the game. You didn't do anything to embarrass yourselves, and you would expect the defense not to give up 14 points in the quarter. Now, granted, you only score 6 points in the second half. We got to talk about this. I thought the Patriots' first touchdown, I thought that was a very bad call on the pass interference. I don't think it was catchable. I think Boyd got his head turned around. I think that was terrible, but I think that changed things around a bit. It made it 14-10 at half. If it was obviously not 14-10 and 14-3, I think Jacksonville may have been able to get away with not running the ball as effectively as they did, and New England would have started to press a little more. I think that was part of it. I don't think it had anything to do with the defense. Tom Brady makes a lot of teams look, or anything to do with the offense of Jacksonville. Tom Brady makes a lot of teams look bad, and it's just what he did in this one. He's just great, and he was able to get the job done and get the victory. All right, when the other game goes final, the NFC Championship game between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Minnesota Vikings, we will give you the recap of that. And, of course, we appreciate all subscriptions as well. Thank you, and we will see you next time. Have a good one.